Hi friends, Jupiter is a planet of expansion, growth, and you are aware of the fact that Jupiter is the most beneficial planet in horoscope. So Jupiter can give you a lot of growth. Jupiter is a planet of blessings actually. Jupiter is connected to your worship. Jupiter is connected to the divine. Okay, Jupiter is connected to higher knowledge, higher learning, to knowledge and wisdom. So, what results you can get with when Jupiter is in conjunction with some other planet in your birth chart? And Jupiter is also the significator of fortune and luck. It is connected to the 9th house of your chart, which signifies fortune and luck, and also to the 12th house of spiritual devotion. Welcome to this video on Jupiter's conjunction with different planets in your birth chart. What results you can expect when Jupiter is in conjunction with some other planet in your birth chart. Also, what will happen when Jupiter is retrograde? When Jupiter is retrograde, then definitely Jupiter is also the significator of the native in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. So such a native may have a tendency to review things. Okay, they will review everything. So whatever they have their own moral principles, their own belief systems. They have a tendency to review all of that also. And Jupiter retrograde, it can also show that you may experience some obstacles in attaining higher education. It is possible. Or whenever you plan a foreign travel, you may encounter obstacles. So things may not happen smoothly at one go. Some obstacles, some delay, or some revision of your decision, and then finally you will make up your mind, and then maybe you will be able to go. But initially some obstruction or delay can come if Jupiter is retrograde with respect to foreign travel, with respect to higher education. Okay, it's possible. And you also can have a tendency to review your own philosophy, your own belief systems. So it's possible. Okay, and also as far as your worship is concerned, you may kind of review everything regarding your worship as well. Like you may kind of at times you may go inwards and brood over which deity you need to worship. So at times you may be gripped by a sense of doubt. Okay, and then finally after you have reviewed everything, you have gone into introspection, self-introspection, or you have brooded over your whole question of worship or devotion to some deity, and then finally you make up your mind, and then you are able to worship some deity. That is also possible. Now Jupiter, what results it will give you when it is in conjunction with other planets? Degrees. Within 7 degrees, the conjunction will be considered to be very strong. But even if the conjunction is within 10 degrees also, it will be strong. You may think that what will happen if there is more than 10 degrees. Then also you will experience the effects of the conjunction. But only that the degree will vary. Okay? Now friends, also you should look at Jupiter's conjunction with some planet, not just in your D1 chart but also in your D9 chart. D9 chart is a chart of your inner nature. Okay, so about which maybe the world outside is not aware. Your inner nature. D9 is that chart. Friends, just give me just 1 second. So D9 The Navamsha chart or the D9 is a chart of your inner nature. So what you are in essence. That is why you need to look at Jupiter's conjunction with other planets even in D9. This chart mostly gets activated after marriage or after you attain the age of 30, 33. Okay? But the Lagna chart or D1 chart, it will remain valid throughout your life. From the birth of the native till their death, the Lagna chart is always valid. Remember this. In the D1 chart also, you should look at Jupiter's conjunction with other planets. What do you mean by conjunction? In Vedic astrology, conjunction happens when two planets are in the same sign, in the same house. Alright? Now, in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish, conjunction is also formed if there is trinal aspect between two planets. That is, if two planets are in trine to each other, which is called the 5-9 aspect. It is a very powerful conjunction in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. Okay? Alright. Now friends, what about other conjunctions? If Jupiter is retrograde, then it will cast 12th aspect on the planet which is 12th to it. That is also a conjunction in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. Alright. Jupiter's second aspect is also considered to be important in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. And yeah, these are basically the aspects. But and also when Jupiter is with the same with the planet in the same house. But always remember, the most powerful conjunction is the trinal aspect conjunction. That is the most powerful conjunction in Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish. Alright. So that you have to look at both in your D1 and D9 chart, and also find out if Jupiter is sitting together with some planet in the same sign or house. Now let's quickly move into our main discussion. Jupiter in conjunction with all the other planets, including the outer planets. So Jupiter in conjunction with Sun. Now generally people have a tendency to overlook Jupiter's importance in today's age and era. And in this Kali Yuga, people are running more after Saturn, your profession. They're running after Venus, wealth or relationship. And they're also running after Rahu, because Rahu can give you sudden gains. It also shows your desires and so on. So basically people are running after Saturn, Venus, Rahu. That's what I have seen. But friends, always remember, Jupiter is a very important planet. It is in your chart. It signifies your prosperity in life, okay? Your growth and also your wealth also. That is why Jupiter is the significator of the second house of your chart. It signifies your wealth. Jupiter signifies also, the fifth house, the house of creativity, the house of child, the house of love also. So Jupiter signifies that also, the fifth house of creativity and child. Remember that. Jupiter is the significator of the ninth house also. Ninth house is the house of the father. Our father is also our guru. Jupiter exalts in the fourth house of Cancer in the natural zodiac, because mother is also your first guru. Okay, so our parents are also our gurus actually. So Jupiter signifies the ninth house. Not just signifies Jupiter is actually the lord of the ninth house. So Jupiter is in total control of our fortune, of our luck, even destiny, long distance travels, higher education. Everything comes under Jupiter. And Jupiter is also the significator of the 11th house of gains, whatever gains you can have from profession. So Jupiter controls the 11th house as well. Jupiter also is the lord of the 12th house, the natural lord of the 12th house, where you have the sign of Pisces. Alright? So yeah, because Jupiter is connected to spirituality, to even spiritual liberation and moksha, spiritual practices, even occult practices. So it is also the planet connected to intuition, creativity, spirituality and occult. Now let's move on to the discussion and signs. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, The fire sign, it's Mula Trikona sign, and also Pisces. Jupiter rules Pisces. Jupiter exalts in Cancer. Now let's quickly move on to Jupiter's conjunction with Sun. When Jupiter is in conjunction with Sun, then definitely Jupiter is somebody who is a guide, a teacher. Then you may be a teacher, or the native may be a teacher who's very confident, who's very creative, who believes in knowledge, who believes in being disciplined. Such a teacher. Alright? Now, when Jupiter-Sun conjunction is there, you may want recognition for your knowledge also. For the knowledge that you have. You may want recognition for that. Okay? You will also have a great desire for travel. You will be spiritually connected to the whole idea of travel. You will love travel. You will love to acquire knowledge, to gain knowledge when you have Jupiter-Sun conjunction. Okay? You will really love to gain knowledge. So you will want growth, expansion in your life. Okay? And these two planets, they are friendly to each other. So this is a wonderful conjunction. Those who have this conjunction, such people, they can be very good managers, leaders, advisors. Okay? When you have Jupiter-Sun conjunction. Now also, Sun is a leader. So you can be a leader who is wise, who has a lot of wisdom and knowledge. Okay? A leader who is compassionate, who is generous, who is forgiving also. Okay? So all these things we can say. Your father may be very knowledgeable. You may turn to your father for guidance. It's possible. Your father may undertake long distance travels also. Your father may be fortunate in life. You can also be fortunate in your career or professional life when you have Sun Jupiter. You can find yourself in managerial positions, in top positions in your field with respect to your career or profession. You can also be a great leader, not just leader, even advisor when you have Sun Jupiter conjunction. Sun Jupiter people, they are optimistic. They have an optimistic attitude. Okay, that means they have an optimistic outlook on life. Sun Jupiter people. Yes, they are optimistic about their growth and optimistic also of having a successful career in life. Sun Jupiter people. So you can also be optimistic of getting into some sort of spiritual connection with somebody. You will believe in love, in spiritual love, and you will be hopeful of finding spiritual love, you know, for someone in life. It's possible. Okay? So definitely your desire to, your drive to attain success in your career will be very high when you have Sun Jupiter. Okay? So as I told you, you will you will be inclined towards growth, expansion, and you will also want, this can also make you very creative, Sun Jupiter people. Very creative you can be. Your child also can be, knowledgeable. It's possible. Or your child can also be somebody who's very disciplined. That is also possible. And they can also be successful in their career. So yeah, all these things we can say about Sun Jupiter people. At times your ego, on the flip side, the ego may get inflated at times. This can happen. So your ego may get inflated. So that will happen again when maybe Sun's dispositor is not that well placed, or if it is with Rahu, then you may have an inflated ego. This can happen. So find out how the dispositors are placed. So if not so well placed, then such a person may be very proud of their knowledge, very arrogant because they have a lot of knowledge. It is also possible. Okay. But one more thing is that you can attain good name in society also. If you have Sun Jupiter conjunction, you can be respected in society. If the dispositor is well placed, you will be somebody who will be respected in society. It's possible. You can earn name, fame in society, and you can be successful in your endeavors through knowledge, okay, through higher learning, through foreign travel. You can become successful and more fortunate in your career. So yes, all these things we can say about Sun Jupiter. So you can become very prosperous also in life when you have Sun Jupiter. So definitely you can gain knowledge in the field of medical science. In the field of astrology, you can be a very good astrologer. You can be a teacher. You can be a counselor. You can be a healer. You can be an occultist. You can be a psychic. So all these professions are good for you. Any kind of counseling activity, it will be good for you. Okay? So you can be a very good guide and advisor when you have Sun Jupiter conjunction. And you can also have great managerial abilities. And you can do very well as a manager also in your profession. So yes, friends, all these things about Sun Jupiter. Now you can become more successful in your profession if you undertake long distance travel, or if you focus on knowledge, higher learning, then you will become successful in your profession, and your name and fame can also spread far and wide. Now let's move on to Jupiter Moon conjunction. This is also called the Gajakesari yoga, especially when Jupiter and Moon, they are in conjunction in Kendra houses, or if Jupiter and Moon are in Kendra to each other, then it's called a Gajakesari yoga. This yoga can make you very successful in life. It can give you a lot of wealth in life, and not just wealth, you will also be respected by the people of your homeland, by the people in society. You have a very influential social image. People turn to you for guidance. People respect you in society, and you can also earn a huge amount of wealth also in life. It's possible when you have this yoga in auspicious Kendra houses, or in auspicious houses, and if this conjunction is the dispositors, if they are well placed, you can experience the effects of this wonderful yoga. Jupiter Moon, your mother can be very knowledgeable, very religious. It's possible. Okay, you can be very dutiful towards your mother. You may turn to your mother for guidance, for advice. When you have Jupiter Moon conjunction, your intuition can get heightened. It's possible. Your creativity, artistic abilities can get heightened. Okay, it's possible. So you can earn prosperity in life. You can get fortunate in life through your creative skills, through your artistic abilities, through your intuition. You can gain prosperity in life. So Jupiter Moon conjunction, such people, you should really acquire some knowledge in some field of creativity. You can do that. Moon is also the planet of intuition, and it is also connected to your past life impressions. So you can also become prosperous if you gain knowledge in any field of occult sciences, including like astrology. You can be a very successful astrologer, occultist with Jupiter Moon. A very good healer you can be. A very good psychologist, higher knowledge in the field of psychology, if you acquire, then that will help you gain success and prosperity in life. You can be a very good psychologist. Do higher studies in psychology. Okay, it will make you very prosperous in life. When you have Jupiter Moon conjunction, you can get fortunate if you undertake travel. Okay, so whenever you undertake travel, that may make you more prosperous and fortunate. Now, if this Jupiter Moon, if the dispositor is well placed, then yes, travel can make you fortunate. Travel for work purpose, especially, can make you very successful in your career. Or while you are in travel, you may meet your life partner also, because Jupiter is the significator of the husband in a female's chart in Vedic astrology. So while you are undertaking some sort of travel, you may meet your life partner. In case of a female, in case of every native, you may become more prosperous if you undertake travel. Okay, but there should be a purpose behind that travel, not aimless travel, because Jupiter is also the planet of not just optimism but also goal-oriented approach to life. Jupiter believes in being goal-oriented, being far-sighted, goal-oriented. So when you undertake a travel with a purpose, okay, whether it is for your career, whether it is for marriage, if you undertake travel with a purpose, okay, or whether it is because you want to discharge your responsibilities towards your family, that will make you fortunate and prosperous eventually, and will give you blessings so that you become more prosperous and wealthy in life. All right, so that is possible. Now, Jupiter Moon people, what else? So you will be emotionally attached to foreign travel. You will love foreign travel. Yes, whenever you think of travel, you will get some mental stimulation. You can be emotionally attached to your guru, to some teacher, to the field of knowledge to which you are associated. Any field of knowledge, you are gaining knowledge in that field. You will be now totally into that field of study. Yes, that will stimulate your mind and mental faculties, your field of study, your field of higher learning. There can be changes in your higher education. When you have Jupiter Moon, maybe you studied, acquired higher education in a certain field, okay? But eventually you realize that you need to move on to an entirely different field. This is also possible, because Moon is the planet of change and even fluctuation. So initially you acquired knowledge in a certain field of higher studies, and later on you shift your field of higher education. That is possible. Okay. Now, yeah, so all these things we can say, friends, when you have Jupiter Moon conjunction. Such people are both knowledgeable and intuitive. They are knowledgeable and again compassionate. They can have a lot of compassion and mercy for the downtrodden, for the unprivileged. In fact, the most powerful remedy which you can do is, if you really want to reap the benefits of this conjunction in your chart, be charitable, be compassionate to the unprivileged. And from there onwards, you will see that you will experience a lot of growth and a lot of prosperity. It means you will move towards growth, you will move towards prosperity. Whenever you will be charitable, whenever you will be merciful, towards the unprivileged. Whenever you treat them with love, care, compassion, concern, you will become more fortunate and prosperous in life if you do that. Okay? So yeah, believe in charity and compassion. Jupiter, Moon. Such people can have great inclination towards religion, religious knowledge, even mystical knowledge. They can also be interested in not just religious practices, but also spiritual practices. They can also be interested in occult practices when you have Jupiter-Moon conjunction. Such people will be very creative by nature. Alright? So use your creativity, use your intuition, and also try to gain more and more knowledge and higher knowledge. That will make you very prosperous and fortunate in life. Now let's move on to Jupiter-Mars conjunction. Alright, if Mars is a leader or a warrior, then you are a leader or warrior or a fighter who's very knowledgeable, far-sighted, who is a visionary. If you are making efforts to reach somewhere, if you have set a goal for yourself, then there is a deep purpose behind it. And this is also a very positive conjunction. Jupiter, Mars, these two planets are naturally friendly to each other as well. So this is a wonderful conjunction. Alright? So yeah, I mean, you can become a leader, a true leader in any field of profession. So Jupiter, Mars, they have great leadership qualities. Alright? But yes, if this conjunction is not in good dignity, or if the dispositor is not so well placed, then at times your impulsiveness or restlessness can get heightened as well. So be careful. Do not make decisions or take action impulsively. Whatever actions you undertake, they have to be premeditated, well thought out. And whatever actions you engage yourself in, they have to be directed towards some goal. There must be some purpose behind every action that you execute or undertake. So, yeah. So remember that. Okay? Goal-oriented actions will make you very successful in life, very successful in your career. Such people can have great desire for knowledge. Jupiter, Mars. They have a great desire for gaining knowledge in life. Well, there can also be ups and downs in gaining higher education. They may encounter certain obstacles also in higher education. But it is through their suffering, through their obstacles, that they will undergo a transformation. So if you're undergoing certain obstacles, if you are kind of facing certain obstacles in higher education, remember, you are on the right track actually. Don't get disheartened. Embrace those obstacles. And remember that you will evolve from those obstacles someday. Embrace them. Take them in your stride. And you will start growing and transforming from there on. You will realize how important knowledge is. You will realize the worth of higher education, the worth of higher learning. You might learn it the hard way, but you will definitely attain this realization. And this realization will transform your life once and for all. Mars can also show transformation. So initially you gained maybe higher knowledge in a particular field of study. Alright? And you were engrossed in that field of study. But eventually you move towards some other field of study. That is also possible. Why? because you have undergone some sort of transformation now. You have realized over time that, okay, I have gained knowledge in a certain field, but I also need to focus on some other field of higher education. If you really have a desire to explore that new field of higher education, you should not hold yourself back. You should explore and go towards it. Mars is also technology. Gaining higher education in technology, engineering, will curb or diminish the obstacles. Mars is occult. You can move towards occult knowledge. Astrology, you can go towards that. Mars is connected to any field of research, investigation, technology, even surgery, or investigation in any field. It could be the field of law, it could be the field of medical science, it could be the profession of a surgeon, it could be the profession of a chartered accountant, any sort of researcher, scientist, investigator, occultist, healer, psychologist. Alright, you can become prosperous if you're in the field of law, maintenance of law and order also. If you're in the defense services, if you are in the police service, if you're in administration, then also you can be successful when you have Jupiter-Mars conjunction. Jupiter-Mars, you also are somebody who can have a very systematic approach to gaining higher knowledge. Okay? And you will become prosperous in your field of profession if you remain disciplined, systematic, orderly, structured, and methodical. Then you will become successful in your profession when you have Jupiter-Mars conjunction. A leader, or a leader who is very knowledgeable, far-sighted, a leader who is a visionary, Jupiter-Mars. A leader who can guide others, Jupiter-Mars. Also, it can show a guide who is very creative, a teacher, a guide, a healer, a counselor who is very creative, who is very disciplined, structured, and passionate about their work. That also it can show. Mars is connected to younger brother. So younger brother can be very knowledgeable or prosperous in life. Mars is also significator of the husband in the chart of a female native in Bhrigunandinari Jyotish. So your husband can be somebody who is very knowledgeable and prosperous in life. It's possible. Your husband may be like a guide to you. That's also possible. After you meet your husband, you will become more prosperous in life. That's possible. So Jupiter-Mars conjunction. Jupiter is also the significator of the husband in the chart of a female native in Vedic astrology. So definitely your husband can be somebody who's very disciplined and structured also. That is also possible. Husband who's very disciplined, who's very structured, who's very systematic and methodical in their approach to work. Your husband who's at times, the female native's husband may at times get angry, or may have anger issues, or maybe a little short-tempered at times. That is also possible. But they can be very disciplined regarding their work commitments especially, or regarding whatever responsibilities they have in life. They will be very systematic, very disciplined in their approach, and very responsible as a human being. That is also possible. So friends, now let's move on to Jupiter-Mercury conjunction. Alright, Jupiter-Mercury. Such people, they may have to undertake travel because of gaining education. For gaining education, you may either undertake long distance travel or some kind of travel you have to undertake in order to gain higher knowledge, that is also possible. Alright? Jupiter, Mercury, such people, they can be very skillful. Very skillful. Their sense of humor, their skillfulness, okay, everything can get heightened. Their intelligence can get heightened a lot when you have Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. They can be highly intelligent, highly insightful, okay. They will be very much interested in higher education and higher learning when you have Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. All right. So such people, they will give a lot of importance to education and higher education in life. All right. Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. Your intelligence, your logical reasoning ability, everything can get heightened when you have Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. All right. So Mercury is your intelligence. Jupiter is higher knowledge. So whenever you move towards higher knowledge, you will have Mercury's support as well. That means you will be very intelligent. You will have great mental faculties, like you will have great memory power, retaining ability, grasping ability. So attaining higher education can become very easy for you if the dispositor is well placed in the chart. You can acquire higher education without any problem whatsoever, because you have that intelligence, you have that learning ability, that grasping ability. So attaining higher education will come to you very naturally if the dispositors are well placed in the chart, or if the dispositor is well placed. All right. Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. Your younger sibling also can be very prosperous in life, or your younger sibling may be very knowledgeable in life. Your younger sibling also definitely may be somebody who has gained higher knowledge, somebody who is knowledgeable, or somebody who is prosperous. It's possible. Even your younger sibling can give a lot of importance to gaining higher education. Now, Jupiter is also the significator of husband in a female native's chart in Vedic astrology. Your husband may be in the finance sector, in the banking sector, in any kind of profession which is connected to calculation, data analysis, logical reasoning, whether it is the field of law, whether it is astrology, any field of research, investigation. So your husband may be connected to any of that. All right, any of these fields. When you have Jupiter, Mercury, husband can be very intelligent, very playful, can have great sense of humor, can be childlike, can have a childlike innocence about them. That's also possible. They can be very fun-loving also. So all these things we can say about Jupiter, Mercury conjunction. All right. Yes. Now, Jupiter, Mercury. So you will have the blessings of the divine whenever you move towards education. You will experience some blessings of the divine. That is, if the conjunction is in good dignity. Jupiter is connected to the blessings that we receive in this life. So whenever you move towards education, you will experience blessings. So you will be blessed enough to gain education in life. Yes. Your younger sibling also can be blessed in life. That's possible. All right. So you're blessed with good memory. You're blessed with great intelligence, intellectual depth. What else you need? Such a person can be very successful. A leader, a guide, basically a guide more than a leader. Jupiter is a guide, a teacher. A teacher who's very intelligent. A teacher who's sharp-witted. A teacher who is someone who has great intellectual depth. So all these qualities you will have. Okay? You will be a guide or a teacher who's going to have a very practical approach to life. Okay? Because you are somebody who is also driven a lot by logic and reasoning. Your logical abilities, reasoning power gets heightened when you have Jupiter, Mercury. Alright? So a guide or a teacher or any wise person who believes in using their logic and reasoning. So you will be somebody who will be able to strike a balance between optimism and practicality. So there'll be that perfect balance between optimism, okay, idealism, and practicality and logicality. So there'll be a balance between the two in your personality. It's possible if this conjunction is in good dignity. So friends, the goals that you will set for yourself also in life, they will be very practical. You will set all realistic, practical goals in life when you have Jupiter, Mercury. Now friends, you can also set short-term goals. Short-term, let me attain this first, and then I will think of setting another goal for myself. So very practical in your approach to setting goals in life, setting realistic targets, goals based on logical reasoning. That's what you will do. So that can make you very successful in life actually. Very prosperous and even fortunate. Now let's move on to Jupiter-Venus conjunction. What will happen? Alright, when you have Jupiter-Venus conjunction, then your desire for relationship can get heightened now. Alright? Desire for gaining wealth, luxury, the desire for pleasures, that also can get heightened when you have Jupiter-Venus conjunction. Alright? So maybe when you undertake foreign travel, you may get attracted to somebody or be in a relationship with someone. When you undertake foreign travel, it can happen. Alright? Or you may get attracted to someone who is very knowledgeable, someone who has a lot of knowledge, okay, wisdom. You can get attracted to such people who are into counseling, teaching, who are a guide. You may get attracted to such people when you have Jupiter, Venus. Alright? So Jupiter, Venus people generally they get drawn towards someone who has knowledge, someone who is generous, forgiving, someone who is wise, broad-minded, far-sighted. So you get attracted to such people. It's possible when you have Jupiter-Venus conjunction. Alright? Jupiter is a significator of the husband in a female's chart. Okay? So your husband may be good looking in Vedic astrology. Jupiter is a significator of husband. Husband can be good looking. Your husband may be somebody who believes in luxury. Okay? Your husband may be somebody who is also materialistic. It's possible. Okay? So all these things are possible when you have Jupiter, Venus. Yes, your husband may be very social by nature when you have Jupiter, Venus. They may think a lot about society. Now when you have Jupiter, Venus, Venus is also the significator of wife in a male native's chart. So Jupiter, Venus, your wife may be very knowledgeable. She may be into the teaching field. She may be a teacher, counselor, into any sort of counseling, healing, or consultant she can be. It's possible. She will have a lot of knowledge, it's possible. Or she will have gained, higher knowledge also. So she'll be very educated, and also she can be somebody who is a guide to others when you have Jupiter-Venus conjunction. Your wife can be somebody who is truly knowledgeable and who has a lot of wisdom. You can turn to your wife for guidance. It's possible when you have Jupiter-Venus conjunction. Jupiter is fortune, Jupiter is prosperity, even wealth. So maybe you can gain wealth after your wife comes into your life. You may become more prosperous in life after she comes into your life. In the case of a female native also, after the husband comes into their life, husband is Jupiter, they can gain more wealth in life. That is also possible. Alright? So you will have a great desire to maintain a harmonious, loving, balanced relationship with your partner when you have Jupiter, Venus. Okay? Jupiter, Venus people can be great at counseling. They can be great counselors. Okay? Now at times such people, they will have the desire to be very charitable, forgiving. At times they can also be materialistic and think about their own gains. That is also possible. Alright? So they just need to strike a balance between their desire to be charitable, forgiving, idealistic, and their desire to gain material wealth. So they need to just strike a balance between idealism and materialism. That's very important. Okay? So you may think like that when you have Jupiter, Venus, that it is okay to accumulate resources. It's okay to have a drive or desire to accumulate resources for myself and to want to lead a comfortable life. There's nothing wrong in that. But I should not only accumulate resources just for myself. I should also think about others, and I should be charitable. Let me accumulate resources, and then let me also eventually be charitable. That way they should strike a balance between idealism and materialism when you have Jupiter, Venus. Friends, just give me one moment. I'll close the window. It's raining heavily outside and that sound is a little distracting. So I'll just close the window. Just give me a moment, okay? Just a moment. Yeah. Alright friends, I'm back. Okay, so we were talking about Jupiter and Venus conjunction. When it comes to relationship, you will get drawn towards people who have knowledge, people who are prosperous in life, people who have a helping attitude also, people who are far-sighted, visionary. You will get attracted to such people. That means you will get attracted to somebody who has values, somebody who is a person of substance. You will get attracted to such a person when it comes to relationship. But on the flip side, your desire to indulge in sex, or your desire to indulge in to gain such sorts of physical pleasures as a result of the relationship with your partner, so that desire also can get heightened. So that is also one thing which can happen. Alright, when you have Jupiter Venus. So Jupiter Venus people, you should be loyal and dutiful to your partner. That is the best remedy. Be dutiful, be loyal to your partner. Okay, otherwise such natives can encounter obstacles in life. You will not be able to become very prosperous otherwise. There will be obstacles in gaining prosperity, even wealth in life. So you need to be loyal, you need to be faithful to your spouse. That's very important when you have Jupiter Venus conjunction. Okay, so gaining knowledge in any field which is connected to Venus, that also we can say. So gaining knowledge in any field connected to Venus, which is maybe doing some course of a beautician. You can be a beautician, you can be into the cosmetics industry, you can be an interior decorator, you can be a designer, you can be into computers, softwares, computer science also. So Jupiter Venus, gaining higher knowledge in any of these fields. You could also definitely Venus is also connected to the world of beauticians, the world of beauty, makeup artists, even the showbiz world. The world of showbiz and cinema, television, web series, that is also connected to Venus. So you can gain prosperity in those areas as well. Venus is also a healer, counselor also. So you can do very well as a healer, as a counselor. That is also possible when you have Jupiter Venus. All right. So all these things, friends, we can say. You can be in the finance sector also. So it's possible. All right. Venus is connected to finances also. Venus is also connected to independent business. Because of your business, you may have to undertake foreign travel. That's good for your business. All right. Okay, friends, now let's move on to the next conjunction. Jupiter. Oh yes, Jupiter Venus. You will love to gain knowledge. It's true. You will have great love for knowledge. You can have great love to explore, the great love and desire, great love for and great desire to explore foreign places. It's possible to undertake foreign travel. You can have a great desire to do all of that when you have Jupiter Venus conjunction. You will love exploration, you will love adventure. Yes, Jupiter Venus, it's possible. Now let's move on to the next conjunction. Even great desire to visit places of worship and all, it's also possible. Now let's move on to Jupiter Saturn conjunction. What will happen when you have Jupiter Saturn? Jupiter Saturn people, this is also called the Great Conjunction. Whenever it happens, it comes in transit. So when they are together, Jupiter, Saturn in the same sign, it's called the Great Conjunction, and also it is called the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, because Saturn is the natural lord of karma, the natural 10th lord, and Jupiter is the natural lord of Dharma, the natural 9th lord. So they are coming together in one sign, in one house, or if they are in trine to each other, then also it is formation of this powerful conjunction, Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which is called the Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. Such people, for them, their karma is their dharma, and vice versa. What does that mean? That means your work is worship for you. Okay? And your work is your duty, your work is your worship. Alright? And the purpose of your life is to work. That is the purpose of your life. So, the purpose of your life is to be dutiful, to be accountable, to shoulder your responsibilities. That is your main religion. That is the religion which you believe in. The religion of dutifulness. The religion of being accountable, dutiful, responsible in life. That's what you are, and this is a wonderful conjunction, Saturn-Jupiter. Such people can be very loyal, very just. They believe in justice, because both these two planets, Jupiter and Saturn, they are planets of justice and morality. Also, Jupiter is the planet of morality and justice. Saturn is the planet mainly of justice. Okay? So such people, they can be very loyal, responsible, just, dutiful. So they will never run away from their responsibilities. Now, this will happen when this conjunction is in good dignity, that is, the dispositors are well placed. Then this will happen. You should find out how the dispositors are placed. And if this conjunction is happening in auspicious houses, even if this conjunction is happening in the 8th house, for example, or 12th house, then you can be somebody who is into occult knowledge. Then you will get very good results. Just an example, if it is in the 8th house or 12th house, and you are into occult knowledge, you will get wonderful results because of this conjunction. Your profession will give you a lot of name, fame, prosperity, because you are into a certain field of occult science, if it is in the 8th house. So like that, you should find out in which house it is taking place. So this conjunction is a wonderful conjunction. These people, there is a wonderful balance in them between optimism and realism. On the one hand, they are optimistic. On the other hand, they never go overboard, and they never get carried away by their optimistic thoughts. They are also very much grounded, practical, realistic. So they set such goals which are achievable, such targets which are realistic. And that is why they become so successful in due course of time. Both Jupiter and Saturn, they will test your patience, perseverance, hard work, your desire for knowledge. So over time, you will be blessed by this conjunction. You just have to go on gaining knowledge. That is the only key. And you have to be dutiful, accountable in your field of profession. Just gain knowledge so that your profession, it takes you to a different horizon. That is, gaining knowledge constantly will be very good for your profession. Keep upgrading your knowledge. That will be very good for your professional growth for gaining prosperity through your profession, for becoming fortunate in life, you have to go on gaining knowledge. For becoming fortunate in your profession, you have to go on gaining knowledge. Then your profession will give you so much prosperity and even wealth. It's possible in due course of time. All right. So Saturn is profession, Jupiter is counseling, teaching profession, the profession of a priest, religious priest, the profession of a guide, even healer, consultant, even astrologer, occultist. All these professions are seen from Jupiter also. Somebody who's into counseling, somebody who's into teaching, someone who's a professor. So these are all professions seen from Jupiter. All right, because of your profession, you may need to undertake foreign travel. All right, there could be some delay in that foreign travel. Certain obstacles may be there initially. But if you undertake foreign travel, then it's good for your profession. That also is true. You have to overcome all challenges and obstacles and undertake foreign travel or move towards gaining higher knowledge. That will make you very successful and very prosperous in your profession when you have Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Jupiter is oxygen, significator of the pranvayu or pranic energy. Saturn is obstacle. So you should do breathing exercise, pranayama. That's a very important. Otherwise, you may have certain, heart respiratory disorders. Okay, so some difficulty in breathing, some lung disorder. So you need to do breathing exercise, very important. Or you could have problems in digestion, stomach issues, acidity and so on. So it's very important to be careful about the food that you take and also do breathing exercise. Then you will be able to have good health when you have Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Jupiter-Saturn people, they can be great advisors, not just healers, occultists, teachers, but they can also be great advisors mainly. The kind of guidance they can provide, no other person, no other conjunction, or no other planetary conjunction can give you that ability to guide others. They are excellent guides. They are excellent advisors. So they can be very good as legal advisors in any organization. They are always one of the board members. They can be one of the board members who's there to give their advice and suggestions. Board of advisors. They can be in that group. Saturn-Jupiter people. Saturn-Jupiter people, the way they can guide others, no one else can actually. So any profession which is connected to counseling, teaching, even healing, being a consultant, or even any profession connected even to religious practices, spiritual practices, or even occult practices. So all these professions will be very good for those people who have Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, because people will come to you for guidance. Why? Because you have knowledge. And your job is to impart your knowledge, to share your knowledge with others, to guide others with the help of your knowledge, with the help of your analytical skills also. Your analytical skills, your practical approach to things in life, and your knowledge, they all will enable you to become an excellent guide and teacher and healer or guru even. When you have Jupiter-Saturn. Jupiter-Saturn conjunction people, they may not be so much into religious rituals, but they may believe that I should believe in my karma, my work, my career, and also I should try to uplift others through charity. These people are very charitable by nature. Jupiter Saturn people, very charitable they can be, if this conjunction is happening in good dignity. They will believe in charity. Service to man is service to God. That's what they will believe in. That I should serve the masses, the people. And that will be the greatest service to God, to the divine. That's what they will believe in. They will have a very practical approach to things in life. They will set realistic goals, realistic targets, and will achieve them also in due course of time by dint of their hard work, by dint of being structured, disciplined, analytical, methodical, realistic, and also by dint of their knowledge. So they will prosper in life not just because of the knowledge they have, but also because of the experience that they have gained from various circumstances in life. So Jupiter Saturn people, they have experiential knowledge, and they give a lot of importance to learning from experiences. Jupiter Saturn people. Okay, so they may also read books, but more than bookish knowledge, they give importance to experiential knowledge, the knowledge that comes from experiences, practical experiences. And they will preach whatever they practice. They will not preach anything which they themselves don't practice. So they are the most honest guides and teachers that can be. So they are the most honest teachers. They will teach or they will preach what they themselves also practice. So this is a wonderful conjunction. Alright, if it's in good dignity, if the dispositor is well placed, then this conjunction can give you wonderful results. Just go on gaining knowledge. Maintain a balance between your optimism and idealism. Optimism, idealism on the one hand, and realism on the other hand. So maintain a balance between the two. Be optimistic, but also be realistic. Be grounded. So you need to just strike a balance between the two. And such people, they do strike a balance between their desire to be optimistic and their desire or need to be realistic. They know how to strike a balance between idealism and realism, and that makes them very successful in their profession, in life, in due course of time. Because of their profession, they can earn prosperity and even wealth. Definitely. They can earn good name and reputation in society as well because of their work or because of their profession. That's possible. Alright, so now let's move on to the next conjunction. And what is that? Jupiter Rahu conjunction. Alright, Jupiter Rahu. What will happen when you have this conjunction? Rahu is illusion or Maya, even confusion also. So such people, they may be a little confused about their religion initially in life. Which God to worship? Should I worship the religion into which I was born, or should I go to some other religion? They may get attracted to some other religion, foreign religion, or religion of some other culture. It's possible. Alright, some different religion. They may get attracted to that. Or they may worship both their own religion and some other religion as well. It's possible. They may have groundbreaking and unconventional attitude to religion, to religious worship. They will have a very unconventional approach to religion. It's possible when you have Jupiter Rahu. Okay? Such natives can prosper a lot if they move to foreign lands. Alright? They may acquire higher education in photography, in film and television, in video recording technology. In any field of technology, engineering, if they gain education, they will prosper. They can be a scientist, they can be into research and investigation. Then they will become prosperous in life when you have Jupiter-Rahu conjunction, because you can be very intelligent. You can have great intellectual depths when you have Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. Such people, they have the ability to see things which other people can't see. Because Rahu is the dragon's head and intelligence it can show. Jupiter is now totally magnifying all of that. So you are actually very intelligent. So use that intelligence in a sensible way actually. By investing all of that, mental power and intellectual power that you have, invest that or use that in your research work, in investigation. Then you can do very well. If you're in research, investigation, and science and technology, if you're into the occult fields also, you can do very well. Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. You can be a great occultist, great healer, a great psychologist also when you have Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. Alright? You have a great desire for attaining growth and expansion in life. Great desire for foreign travels. Yes, you can become prosperous if you are somehow associated to the showbiz world, to the world of cinema, television. Alright, you can do very well, become prosperous if you are in the field of politics also. The field of politics. There you can become prosperous if the dispositors are well placed or is well placed. Jupiter-Rahu conjunction, a strange conjunction. You have to know how to channelize that great intelligence and those great, your mental powers that you have, no? You have great ability to understand things, to grasp things. You can be very skillful by nature also. You have great ability to see things. You can have a great vision in life. You can be a great visionary. You can be very far-sighted. But use all those mental powers and faculties, your intellectual depth and intellectual powers, use them in a constructive way. Then it will give you very good results. Otherwise, the results will not be good. Because Jupiter-Rahu is also known as the Guru Chandal Yoga. That means Rahu now can also eclipse the knowledge and light of the Guru. That's also possible. So that will happen when you're not using your intelligence and intellectual power in a constructive way. When you're not using that in a constructive way, then you can get misled and you can get into addiction, any sort of addiction. Maybe addiction to porn, addiction to substances. That is also possible. You will be a non-conformist. You will not believe in anything. Yes, anyway, Jupiter-Rahu people, they have a tendency to question all tradition. Whatever is given to them by their culture, religion, they will question all of that. They have that innate tendency. But if this conjunction is getting afflicted, then they will be a total non-conformist. They may even get into antisocial activities. Alright? They can be highly secretive, mysterious by nature. They may secretively do things. They may do certain things secretively. Why? Because they may form certain strange beliefs. their philosophies, everything, no, will be now influenced by Rahu. This will happen if the conjunction is not in good dignity. Rahu will tell them, oh, why you should be so loyal, why you should be so just, why should you believe in what the society is imposing upon you. Don't believe in all of that. Let's move towards pleasures, let's move towards luxury, let's move towards satisfaction of our own desires only. So Rahu can in that way eclipse Jupiter's positive energy. So that can also happen. Be careful. I just need to answer the doorbell. Just give me a moment, friends. Just a moment. Yes? Sorry for the interruption. बोलिए ना.
वो 5 तारीख का दिन लगाया, 10 दिन हुआ आज, तुमने 9 दिन लगाया.
आपने 6 तारीख से आए, 5 तारीख आप नहीं आए.
वो कमला दीदी, वो दीदी ने हिसाब किया ना, तो आज 10 दिन हुआ है, इसीलिए मैं बोलने को करी.
10 दिन.
अब अपना साथ में काम हुआ ना. 4 तारीख को कमला दीदी काम करके गए, 5 तारीख से मैं आई.
तो 10 दिन हुआ ना. ठीक है, मैं उसके हिसाब से आप आ जाइएगा, मैं दे दूंगी.
ठीक है.
2 दिन बाद आइए. Sorry friends, sorry for the interruption. All right. So yeah. So Jupiter, what I was telling you, yeah. Jupiter, Rahu. Okay. So yeah, so these are the things that you have to be aware of. But otherwise this conjunction, no, can give you good results, as I told you. If you're moving towards research, investigation, in any field, whether it's a field of law, medical science, any field, if you're moving towards technology, it can give you wonderful results. Or even occult, psychology, so all these fields are very good. If you're moving towards any of these fields and gaining higher knowledge in these fields, then you can get wonderful results when you have Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. Jupiter-Rahu native, if you undertake foreign travel also, you can become more prosperous in life, as I told you. Alright friends, now let's move on to Jupiter-Ketu conjunction. Now Rahu is also connected to your past life, okay? So Rahu is now with Jupiter because Rahu wants to teach you some lesson in this life. So be careful. Yes, Rahu wants you to, in a way, compromise on your moral principles so that you make mistakes in life and then you have to pay for that. Yes, so Rahu once has come to teach you some lesson actually in this life. Okay, so that you get carried away by your desires and whatever desires you have, you know, materialistic desires. You get carried away by them and then you kind of encounter some downfall. That's what Rahu wants. So Rahu has come with Jupiter, or Rahu is in conjunction with Jupiter because Rahu wants to trouble you. That's what you have to know also. So whenever Rahu is taking you towards addiction, towards illusion, towards illicit things, illicit relationships, or just satisfaction of your senses, or if you're going overboard in fulfilling your material desires, you'll know that Rahu is misleading you. And it has come to teach you a lesson actually. So you have to be careful now then. You have to be careful. Don't let Rahu do that to you. You have to outsmart Rahu. Okay? So that Rahu is not able to trouble you. Now let's move on to Jupiter-Ketu conjunction. Jupiter-Ketu. This is also called Guru Chandal Yoga, but then this is a far better conjunction in my opinion than the Jupiter-Rahu. Yes, Jupiter-Rahu can be very good if the native is moving towards knowledge, research, investigation, then it's very good. Otherwise, Jupiter-Ketu is a better and beautiful conjunction because this conjunction enables the native to be grounded in life. They are grounded. They can have respect for their own tradition. They may undertake foreign travel, okay, but they will not forget their own culture and tradition generally. All right. So Jupiter Ketu is also connected to foreign things. Ketu is also connected to foreign travel. All right. So you may respect other religions also. Definitely you should respect other religions, but you will also respect your own religion. That's what I have seen when you have Jupiter Ketu conjunction. For higher education, you may need to undertake foreign travel. That is also possible. You may become more prosperous and fortunate in life if you undertake foreign travel. Jupiter Ketu, that also. Jupiter Ketu people, they believe in letting go of attachments, especially material attachments. Eventually in life, especially after the age of 35 onwards, they become very mature in life. Initially, they may be a little confused about their field of higher education. So in which field I should acquire higher education and all, they may be very confused. Or they may switch to some totally different field of higher education. Initially, they may acquire higher education in a certain field. Later on, they may move towards a totally different field. It's possible. Jupiter Ketu people, you can acquire knowledge in occult sciences. You can be a great astrologer when you have Jupiter Ketu. You can be a great scientist. You can be into technology, research, investigation. You can also be a great healer. You can also be a great psychologist when you have Jupiter Ketu, a great lawyer, a great investigator, a great surgeon even when you have Jupiter Ketu conjunction, even a great chartered accountant. Whatever professions are connected to 8th house, 12th house, even 9th house, you can do very well. You can be a religious priest also. You can be a spiritual guide as well. You can be a healer, occultist, seer, philosopher, guide, teacher also when you have Jupiter Ketu conjunction. In order to, you may be into the teaching profession, but for that, if you have to undertake travel, some foreign travel, and you move to a different land as a teacher, then it's also going to be good, because Ketu is foreign travel, Jupiter is teacher who has to undertake foreign travel in order to teach. So it can be good. Ketu is editing also. So you may acquire higher knowledge in the field of editing. You can be a specialist in the field of editing. You may be aware of languages, a number of languages or codes. You may get into coding. And you may be aware of languages. You can be a very good editor also when you have Jupiter Ketu conjunction. Jupiter Ketu people, they are very grounded. Okay? Just as a Jupiter Rahu person will assert their presence, or their presence will attract everybody, Jupiter Rahu. But Jupiter Ketu person, they will somehow like to be there in the background generally. They don't like to assert what they have done or what they know. They will never assert that. They may just mention and slip away or disappear from the scene. It's possible. Very insightful, very knowledgeable. They may even be underrated. They may be underestimated also. At times their contribution is even overlooked. It happens. But they don't mind, because they are not so bothered about that recognition, fame, name, exposure of their knowledge and being recognized for their contribution and knowledge. They are not so bothered about any of these things. They like their isolation, their solitude. They try that at moments when mostly what they do, they withdraw themselves from huge gatherings, and they have a tendency to withdraw themselves from society, and they like their isolation. They want peace of mind. In isolation, they may do some meditation, spiritual practices, some sadhana, some research, investigation in order to gain knowledge. But they will never show off their knowledge, never. They are not bothered about what recognition they are going to get from people. That is the thing about which they are least bothered. Jupiter Ketu. It's a typical Jupiter Ketu person. They know so much because Ketu is research, investigation, insights. They have great insights into things. Okay, they are very insightful. They are great seers, visionaries. They have great knowledge, in-depth knowledge. But they will never show off that knowledge. All right? And they are not expecting anything in return from people also for sharing their knowledge. They will share if people come to them, reach out to them, ask for their guidance. If people come to them when people are in suffering, they usually turn to some astrologer or guide or healer or teacher or, psychotherapist or psychologist. They turn to such people, right? So they will provide guidance. That's it. They just do their job silently. That is Jupiter Ketu. Ketu is absence. Just like Rahu is presence, Ketu is absence. Yes? So they somehow, they kind of hide themselves in a way. Jupiter Ketu people. They are not outgoing that much. They are not materialistic. Eventually in life, they become very spiritual, forgiving, charitable. They are not attached to material things also. Material things don't excite or interest them at all. They believe in helping others, giving away things which they have. If somebody is in need of that, then they give away that. That's it. All attachments that they have to material things, they can let go of all such attachments also. And they become eventually very spiritual. Such people can do great spiritual practices. They can move towards self-introspection, self-realization, spiritual enlightenment even, when you have Jupiter-Ketu conjunction. Alright. But yes, Jupiter is even significator of husband in a female's chart. So you may get either detached from your husband for some reason, or some separation might happen, or it can show your husband will be very spiritual by nature, or there could be certain conflicts with your husband. That is also possible. But if your husband is spiritual or into occult practices, or if your husband is into research, investigation, then definitely it could be a good relationship also. A relationship based on trust, spirituality. A relationship based on loyalty. A relationship which is inherently spiritual, which is a spiritual bond. It's possible. Alright. So yeah, Jupiter Ketu, professions I have mentioned, you can gain prosperity through any field of research, investigation, occult, psychology and so on. Alright. And yeah. So Jupiter Ketu people, they can be very idealistic also, because Ketu is idealization, idealism. So Jupiter can heighten that also. So you will believe a lot in your own principles, your own ideals. So that is why such people, they find it difficult to connect with other people, sometimes in their own family or even in society, because they live in their own world of ideals. Yes. So, and they are very optimistic about their own ideals, about their own principles also, Jupiter Ketu. But yes, they need to strike a balance between their idealism, and reality. they need to strike a balance also. Okay, but eventually with maturity in age, they are able to strike that balance, because Ketu also enables them to be grounded. Okay, finally they end up being grounded. So but they will never give up on their principles, on their morality. They never give up on that. Okay, if this conjunction is in good dignity, if the dispositor is more or less well placed, they will always stick to their moral principles. But they will also be aware of the reality of circumstances. They will also be aware of the fact that it is not possible for them to change everybody. And they also come to realize it's not necessary either to do that, because they can't do that. Only those people, only if somebody comes to me for guidance, I can guide them. My job is done, and now I'll go my separate way. I'll find some peace of mind in my isolation. That's what they think. Jupiter Ketu, wonderful guides, wonderful teachers and healers, occultists. Jupiter Ketu. Alright, so friends, now let's move on to the next conjunction. In higher education, Jupiter Ketu people, they may do very well if they are moving towards research, investigation. They can do very well in gaining higher knowledge. They can gain higher knowledge through research, investigation, or they can gain higher knowledge in any of these fields which are connected to the 8th house, 9th house, or 12th house. Okay? They may move towards theology, studying religion, religious texts also. They may move towards occult fields. So all these fields, even psychology. Alright, now let's move on to the next conjunction. That is Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Uranus is again a planet of unconventionality, very much like Rahu. Alright? So that means when you have Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, whatever I said during the Jupiter-Rahu, you should refer to that portion of the video. It is there in the timestamp. Okay? So such people also will be very unconventional in their beliefs. They may not blindly follow religion. Okay? They will question religion, religious beliefs. They will question tradition, culture, and they can also be a non-conformist. It's possible. Jupiter, Uranus. They will formulate their own belief systems. It's possible. They will have their own unique, unconventional take on religion and religious philosophy. It's possible. Jupiter, Uranus. Jupiter, Uranus, they can do very well in the field of science and technology. They can be great researchers and scientists. Jupiter, Uranus people, you can also do very well in any field of occult sciences, because Uranus, though it rules the sign of Aquarius, it is also it exalts in Scorpio. So you can be a healer. You can be into occult sciences also when you have Jupiter Uranus conjunction. Jupiter Uranus people, you can be a great healer. That is why occultist, psychologist. So all these professions, scientist. So these professions are very good for you. Okay? So they are very eager to gain more and more knowledge. They want to gain knowledge. They want to do research, investigation. So really they can become successful in these fields. Jupiter Uranus people also can encounter obstacles in their profession, in their higher education. It's possible. They may be into some field of study, okay, but later on they may turn towards an entirely different field of study, because sudden things, sudden events can happen in the life of their higher education or in their in the field of higher education, sudden events may take place, sudden unexpected turns in their higher education. It's possible when you have Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. But nevertheless, such people are very good at analysis, they have great analytical power, they have great research abilities, they have great investigative ability, inventive power also. They have great creativity also. Jupiter-Uranus people. Their desire to be unconventional, their unconventionality, uniqueness, their individuality, the desire for freedom, and their desire to investigate things in their own way, all that can get heightened now because Uranus is with Jupiter. So if they really move towards serious research investigation, they can come up with serious or groundbreaking inventions also. They can come up with great breakthroughs in the field of philosophy, religion, mysticism. They can come up with great breakthroughs in these fields as well. So you can be a guide or a teacher who is very unconventional, who has a very unconventional approach to things. You will never teach things in a very conventional way because you have a tendency to question everything. You are extremely logical, extremely analytical, and you have a desire to question tradition because you're not going to take anything for granted when you have Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. You will investigate for yourself and find out the validity of those things which have been handed down to you by your previous generation. So whether it is cultural beliefs, whether it is religious beliefs, you will question everything. It's possible. But such people can be now highly in Jupiter is knowledge. Your knowledge, you can have great knowledge. Uranus is research-minded, research mindedness, or Uranus is research abilities. So Jupiter will heighten all of that now. So that is why if you move towards your research investigation in a serious, constructive way, then you will become very prosperous and fortunate in life in due course of time. That's also possible. Now let's move on to Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Neptune is again a planet of idealism. It's connected to the sign of Pisces. Neptune is connected to creativity, idealism. Initially, you may be confused. You may be in a world of illusion or confusion. Regarding your higher education, you may be confused. It's possible. But eventually, you have to figure out what should be your field of higher education. Any field of occult sciences, healing, psychology, study of the subconscious mind. Okay, any field of profession connected to investments, all that is going to make you prosperous and fortunate in life. When you have Jupiter-Neptune, you should use your creativity, creative faculties, your artistic abilities that will enable you to become prosperous in life. Your healing powers, your ability to guide others, provide counsel and guidance to others, heal others. That also can be your profession. You can be a religious priest. You can be into religious or spiritual practices. You can be into occult practices. That will make you successful. Or into creative fields. That will make you successful or prosperous in life when you have Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Okay? But yes, Jupiter-Neptune people, you may have a tendency to escape at times. You may have, your escapist tendencies can also get heightened. Okay? Escape into your own comfort zone or isolation. You may look for solitude and isolation at times. It's possible. You need to be isolated for acquiring higher knowledge. That is also possible. You need to isolate yourself from others in order to gain higher knowledge. That is also possible when you have Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Jupiter Neptune people, you need to strike a balance between your idealism and reality. You have to be aware and conscious of matter of fact world of reality as well, because you have a tendency to get detached from reality and live in your own world of ideals. You can be highly idealistic in nature, a tendency to over idealize things. Jupiter is a significator of the husband in a female's chart in Vedic astrology. Your husband may be very idealistic, may live in their own world of imagination. So detached, it's possible. Or your husband may be a healer, husband may be into research, investigation, or your husband may be into psychology. That is also possible. Or they may be a consultant, or they may be into counseling. That is also possible. But yes, your husband will have great imaginative, creative abilities, and they can also be very idealistic. All right. So you have a great desire to gain knowledge in any field also. You may, if you higher, Jupiter is higher knowledge. Gaining higher knowledge in any field of creativity, artistic abilities, that is very good for you. Gaining higher knowledge in any field of fine arts or creativity, okay, or any field of research investigation is good for you. That is also good, because Neptune also exalts in Aquarius, which is connected to research investigation, working for social causes, humanitarian causes. That can also make you prosperous in life. You should be charitable. When you believe in charity, compassion and mercy, you will become really prosperous in life, and you will receive divine blessings when you have Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. Now let's move on to the final conjunction, Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Pluto is very intense, transformative energy. Connected to the sign of Scorpio, it exalts in Leo. So transformation is involved with Pluto, and also power dynamics is involved. So when you have Jupiter, Pluto, such people, they may want to gain power also in life. They may want to have power over others. They may want to have control over others, and they may believe that it's my knowledge which will enable me to exert my power over others. They may believe that when you have Jupiter, Pluto. Your higher education may undergo a lot of ups and downs, upheavals, changes also. Initially, you may be into a certain field of studies. Later on, you may move to a totally different field of higher education. And that transformation is important actually for your growth, expansion, prosperity in life. This transformation in your orientation to gain higher education, that is required actually. That will make you very prosperous and fortunate in life when you have Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. All right. You can also believe that I will be able to exert my my authority. Okay, like you may believe that in a certain field of higher education, I will have authority someday. Like people will turn to me for guidance because I am the sole authority in that field of higher education, in that field of knowledge. I will gain authority someday. You may think like that when you have Jupiter-Pluto, because that innate desire to gain power, and you may believe that knowledge is power. Jupiter-Pluto people. The only way to gain power in life is through knowledge, is through gaining knowledge. It is my knowledge, higher knowledge, which will enable me to gain power in life. It is my knowledge which will bring about a positive transformation in my life. Such people may have to undergo a lot of obstacles in higher education, but they should take those obstacles in their stride. Embrace those obstacles. Okay, whatever suffering, whatever obstacles you have encountered, they will now transform you as an individual. They will transform your whole outlook towards knowledge, towards gaining knowledge in life. And from there you will see your growth in career. Pluto wants that transformation to come about in your whole perspective towards higher education. Jupiter is not just higher knowledge. Jupiter is your worldview, how you look at the world, your moral principles, your ethical principles, your worldview, how you view the world, how you look upon the world. Jupiter is your philosophy of life also. So Pluto wants that your entire philosophy of life should undergo a lot of transformation and sea change, so that there will be times when you will question your own identity, that what should really be my purpose and goal in life. So towards which direction I really need to move. Okay, so generally Jupiter, Pluto, initially you start off with a certain field of study. Either you will encounter a lot of obstacles, but you may not give up, you may somehow continue. That is also possible. But Pluto will show a lot of obstacles. You may have to go through a lot of upheavals, but you may not give up. Because Pluto is also fixed energy, because Pluto is connected to fixed water Scorpio sign and fixed air Leo sign. Pluto exalts in Leo. So all fixed. So you may also have a sort of unshakable focus on education. In spite of obstacles also, you may stick to that field of education. That is also possible. But nevertheless, you will encounter obstacles. And your whole approach to that field of study will change. Your whole approach will change. The field of study may not change, but your whole approach to that field of higher education will change. Something will change and will undergo transformation when there is Jupiter, Pluto. Or your entire field of higher education itself will change, and you will move towards a totally different field of study. And you will want to gain higher learning in that field, higher knowledge in that field. All right? So that's possible. But remember, it is this transformation, it is this going through suffering initially and undergoing this transformation, which is now going to eventually make you prosperous and fortunate in life. You have to remember that. Okay? So you must stick to gaining knowledge when you have Jupiter, Pluto with single-minded focus. You have to stick to gaining knowledge, higher knowledge. Okay? So also, if you undertake travel to a foreign land, your life may undergo a transformation. That is also possible. But mostly stick to higher knowledge, no matter where you are placed. Stick to gaining knowledge. That will make you wise. You will gain wisdom. You will be in a position to help others out. Jupiter, Pluto people, they can be great counselors, healers, scientists. They can be great researchers, investigators, teachers, occultists also, even psychologists, Jupiter, Pluto. All right? So yes, friends, that was my take on Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Okay? Jupiter is the significator of the husband in a female's chart. Your husband may have undergone a lot of transformation in their life. They may have initially encountered a lot of suffering, upheavals, and those circumstances have shaped their personality, and eventually they have emerged from that suffering, and their whole life has undergone a lot of transformation. That's also possible. All right? And you have to embrace that transformation. Okay? Look upon that transformation from a very constructive perspective, that I have to embrace that positive transformation if I really want to prosper in life, if I really want to become fortunate in life. All right, friends, that was Jupiter, Pluto, and that was also my take on all other planets in conjunction with Jupiter, Dev Guru Brihaspati, the most beneficial planet, the natural benefic. Okay, Jupiter is the Dev, is the teacher of the Devtas. He's the ultimate guru, the guru of all the Devtas. Jupiter is considered to be that, okay, in Vedic mythology. So Jupiter is the ultimate teacher, guide. Jupiter is also, God. Jupiter is the divine. Jupiter is, divine blessings even, all right? So what results you can expect when Jupiter is in conjunction with all different planets? That's what I have tried to hold up to you. That's what I have tried to, share with you in today's video. Please support this channel of yours, okay? And please subscribe to the channel. Friends, if you're looking for personal consultation, you can get in touch with me, all right? Details are there in the video description. And yes, friends, if you really want Jupiter to bless you, then you should be charitable, you should be compassionate to the poor, to the downtrodden and the unprivileged, and you should be charitable and merciful to anybody who needs your guidance, okay, also. And you should be kind and compassionate also to all animals, birds and creatures. Thank you so much, friends.